when the series of surgeries will come, I would pray. I would tell God, I was imagining from this beautiful girl, how will I face the world with burns on my face? I can't.
Jean, first of all, it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Sana kwenye show.
Thank you.
Tell us about your childhood. Where do you come from? How was your upbringing?
I'm the firstborn of 4 children, my 2 sisters and a brother.
Yeah.
And I was raised in the 90s, and we had strict parents.
Yeah.
Punishment was the norm, and like we were used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But above all, our family was this humble family. We went to church together. We would talk issues, so it was, I loved it.
Yeah.
After experiencing something bad, but when you're in there, you feel maybe there's something better.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really focused until college, university and all that. Yeah.
That's when you met this man now.
Yeah, I met him when I was in college now, because in my diary I'd written I want to have a boyfriend when I'm 19. So I'm 19. The only character I would look for was maybe soft-spoken, God-fearing, handsome, tall, dark, but no, mine was tall, brown, because of the color difference. So I wanted tall, brown, handsome man who would take care of me, love me, buy me gifts and all that. Yeah.
Did you get that?
No.
Right from the onset?
Right from the onset.
And so how long did this dating phase last? And while you were dating, were there any red flags that you saw at that point?
Okay, in our time while we were being raised, things like red flags. Now, I am exposed, I know what red flags are. There were a lot of red flags, but I was in love, and I didn't want to hear any other thing. I have my cousin and a sister who really didn't like my boyfriend, because this is a guy who would not buy me gifts. He was always broke. And we dated for quite some time, for about 6 years, while I was still in my parents' home.
Yeah.
And he felt that it was not proper. He really wanted to let me study. When I completed my degree in law, and he was like, he's ready for marriage. He's ready to really talk to my parents about marriage. And he really feels that I'll go to the Kenya School of Law while I'm married.
Yeah.
He came home and introduced himself. And my parents are so receptive, And at that time, my parents had relocated now from Nairobi to Migori. And we had a wedding arrangement. We arranged for a wedding, a church wedding, which went on successfully. And the only people who came from his family was his mom and uncle.
You did not ask a question?
I did. My dad did. Why are only 3 people? The wedding ends. It was just a place we spent the night to go to honeymoon, which was also sponsored by my dad's friend. So that night, it was like, we still want to, we don't want kids now. Let's enjoy our life. So he'll go and come back after 1 week. He'll go and come back after 1 week. He would leave me pesa kidogo, about sometimes 500.
For the whole week?
For the whole week.
Where?
500. 300.
So at this point, are you regretting maybe getting married or any decisions you made at that point?
At that point, I still had a big heart. Yes.
You were hoping things would turn around.
Yes, I still had a big heart.
Okay.
And I wanted to prove the society wrong. Society being my sister, who is my cousin and a friend, and my mom, and now church members.
Yeah.
So later, my dad also calls us, and he's like, okay, I wanted to meet you guys maybe in a hotel somewhere, and we talk, and he says his problems, what he wants, and my dad is like, I'm ready to fund you. I want the best for you people.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, I'll take a loan and give it to you for your business. I'll strategize business, ikaingia vizuri, and my dad was very ready to sponsor him. So my dad sponsored him, akampe pesa, very good amount of money. Then he started some fish business. Do you know this man sometimes, this time I'm hustling, doing an agreement, you know. Now I had started doing them behind his back. Because sometimes he would come, he would find nimeshuka nywele. He doesn't want to question where I got the money, but he's like, okay.
So he won't give you money for salon?
He won't give me money for salon.
But it's a problem if you go.
But it's a problem. I got so broke. At her pads, I could not afford in my house. Something else creeps in. I want a child. So he doesn't want a child, but he wants to make it feel like I'm the problem. I went to the gynecologist, and I was done for all these tests, and he was like, you're okay, it's just a matter of time. Yeah. But what we need to do, you need to come with your husband. You need to come with your husband so that we can do, we can also test.
Yes.
Yeah. And I tell him, okay, I was at the gynecologist today. This is what he told me. I tell, okay, so you started announcing.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yes.
So what's the correct?
You started announcing. I ain't going to any gynecologist. I am fine. Our intimacy became zero, because this person, ukona moods, he's not speaking.
At what point did it get so bad you decided this is not going to work?
There's this friend of mine, she would come, we watch, then we go prepare lunch at her place. So I told her, this is the reason why I eat at your place. I've tried calling this man, he's not picking my calls.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what are you planning to do? I cried. I told him, you know what? I am done. I packed my things. My bag, my Bible, my certificates, I packed them. Then before then, I called my mom. I told my mom, and I'm weeping, and she's like, okay, relax. So what you do, before you come, go to your spiritual parents, then see if he can be called. I was like, okay. Then I call my spiritual mom, and I tell her, and I'm crying, and she's like, okay, we kuja. He was called, he's like, he's busy. 2 weeks, he comes. And they talk to him, and we are cancelled. And they ask him, why are you really doing this? It's like, no, I want her, but she doesn't understand me. She doesn't understand me. She doesn't want to understand. Like, Jane, why are you leaving? Then I'm so candid. Like, I'm leaving because of this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Then they ask him, do you want her? It's like, that's what he did. Yeah, but I want her to go to her home. When I will want her back, I will go and pick her.
This is someone's daughter.
Yes. Then the bishop asks him, do you know the repercussions? Like, you take someone's daughter back to their home, Yeah? Then, like, do you know, you starting something you will not finish. This lady came here because she was protecting you from all the parents, and the dad will not take it lightly. You know, your time, our home was designed in a way that it was a home there and structures of the gate, but the gate was not there. And he came in and turned the car and he drove off. My mom helped me take my bag inside, and my dad prayed, you know, like calming me down. He prays and he tells me, okay, just go inside, everything will be okay.
Yeah.
And you know, the same thing he has done, he will do it to so many women. Yeah, you'll not be the first one. You are special to me. That's what my dad told me. I'm happy you've come. You're okay. Yeah. Just be strong.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't worry. Yeah, time went on, like about 2 weeks. I'm home. And my mom calls me, tells me, okay, I want you to go. You know, our African setup of kitchen. There is an outside kitchen. So my mom sends me outside. Jane, go get the jiko from outside. We'll prepare your sister tea. So I go. I carry the jiko like this. Then I hear footsteps. It's something happened so fast. It happened so fast, Yvonne. I can't explain it to you, but it was like a flash. Kuangalia hivi sits my cousin, that cousin of mine, the guy, akanimwagia, you know, kitu. At that time I was calling it kitu. I left the jiko, I'm screaming, going back to the other house. You know, my parents are confused. And at that time, my clothes, zina flame. At first I thought it was hot oil. My dad rips off my clothes.
You have left an abusive marriage, then your past catches up with you. Do you know who sent this person to do this?
At first I didn't know.
Okay.
At first I was like, hey, I was asking myself, I mean, I'm crying in this hospital bed.
You're in pain.
Why is he doing this to me? A few weeks, he had some money. He had money from nowhere. So he was paid to do that.
Did he ever confess to you that for sure this is what happened?
He can't confess because he denied it in court. But he did it. He did it.
People saw him do it.
I saw him do it. I, the victim, saw him do it. And he had marks like this. Actually, up until now. Marks yes, you know, when he splashed, some of them splashed back at him. The wife is the one who, like, now spilled the beans and was like, she was like, you know what, there's a time I saw your husband in my house, like, yeah, like twice. Yeah. Then there's this day I had them say, twende kwa bank, you know. I go, okay. So this is what happened. At that time, I'm in hospital. Yeah. My journey now, my new home.
So when you're in the hospital, are they telling you to what extent this damage has been done to your skin?
Yes, it was 40%. Yeah, it's way over, you know, this side, back up here, uku. It was 40% burn.
How long did you spend at the hospital trying to heal?
I stayed in hospital. Yeah. I stayed for 1 year and about 3 months. Then after that 1 year, 3 months, it was in and out of hospital, small corrective surgeries. The major corrective surgeries, 1 year, 3 months. Now the small ones, check-up, macho nini, about 2 years. I was a friend to the hospital. Eyes? Yes, it did. I'm mono-eyed, actually. I use one eye to see. This other one was damaged. Kabisa.
So sorry. At this point, when you're trying to heal your physical wounds, you still have emotional ones.
Yes.
You're trying to heal.
Yes.
How are you dealing with this? How are you trying to, you know, face another day and give yourself another chance to live?
I wasn't, every day I would not wake up to another day. And when the series of surgeries will come,
Yeah.
I would pray. I would tell God, I was imagining from this beautiful girl, how will I face the world with burns on my face? I can't.
How did you start your healing journey, and where are you at now in life?
Whilst in hospital,
Yeah.
I had now my cousin, that cousin sister of mine, immaculate. She has a heart of gold. And my grandmother, they were the ones taking care of me in hospital.
Yeah.
So my grandmother is saved, and my cousin also, she just encourages me, and she'll not look at me whenever it was her turn to take, because they used to take turns, like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, yeah. So whenever it was her turn, she would not talk to me like a sick person. No. She was like, sis, I'm calling dance, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at you. Then I would do some face, look at you doing for me faces. Look at, now she wouldn't give me that room. Ya kujirumia.
To sulk, yeah.
Yeah. She would give me stories after stories, and we would laugh and I'll even forget that I'm sick. And now on the other hand, my grandmother, I'm getting emotional for that.
Okay.
Yeah, on the other hand, my grandmother was this saved saint. And she would read for me. Sometimes she would just start singing and sing and sing and teach me about forgiveness, and tell me, Jane, at the end of the day, you'll have to forgive. I'm like, don't talk to me about forgiveness. So there's this day I wake up, and now I can wake up, I can go to the washroom by myself, It was a journey. I couldn't go to the washroom by myself. I couldn't walk because I was done for skin graft. So the skin was removed from my thighs so even my thighs were, I was just, yeah. So this time I could walk. I was bandaged one side. The songs I could listen to radio about forgiveness, about the goodness of God, how God can turn beauty, ashes into beauty, So it was like a message all together. Nikifungua Bible hivi. That day I opened the Bible like this, and guess what? Romans 9:12. Leave vengeance to
me. Yeah.
Leave vengeance to me.
Vengeance is mine. Yes.
Yeah. So I call my grandmother and I tell her, okay, you were telling me something the other day. I started praying. Letting go is not easy.
I can imagine.
It is not. I started now praying, Naomba for God to give me grace, For God to open that door now. Okay, now that you want me to forgive, what about me?
Still a journey, because we learn every day.
Violence is real. At that time, I didn't know that there was something called emotional violence. Now that I'm in this field, I have learned all forms of violence. I was suffering from emotional violence. I was suffering from financial abuse, and now stalking, And also, when something like this happens to you, don't wait. So when this happens, speak.